Alright guys, welcome to this episode of Head-to-Head Battles. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about 10 cards that you didn't know you needed in today's meta. Before we hop into it guys, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Comment down below what card out of here that you actually didn't know you needed. Also, there are a lot of cards that are trash in this format, but you know what's not trash? This hoodie!
In a world where hoodies aren't cool anymore, one hoodie stands above the rest. More comfortable than your favorite waifu body pillow. More stylish than your mom's over-pampered puppy. Head-to-Head Battles presents the Random Kanji Hoodie. Get yours today.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that commercial. The hoodies are up until maybe the end of the week. We're giving a 3-day extension because there might be some discrepancy with sizes. When you're ordering the hoodies, guys, make sure to order 1 size up for true fit and 2 sizes up for that loose fit. You know what I'm saying? I usually wear a large. I'm in an extra large right now. I look good. Not as good as you, but I'm getting there. All right, guys, let's not waste any of your time. Let's get into it. First card on my list is Skullmeister. Now, why is Skullmeister so good? Well, it stops a lot of the meta today. What are the top 3 meta contending decks that you know of? 1, we have Drytrons. 2, we have Virtual Worlds. 3, we have every variant of Elik out there. Skullmeister not only hits a lot of rogue decks like Prankage, and a lot of other rogue decks like every other rogue deck that has effects in the graveyard, like Gizmek, Orochi, the Serpentine, Sky, but Skullmeister does hit a lot in the Drytron matchup, which is probably one of the most represented matchups of this format. Before the next ban list comes out, and before Ben 10 inevitably gets banned, we're stuck playing against this deck or playing the deck, depending on how much money you have. But Skullmeister is a card that is going up in price because it is seeing much more meta play. Now, Skullmeister reads, whenever anything activates in the graveyard, boom, Skullmeister, hand trap, stops the hand trap. It'll stop Ben 10. On the follow-up play of Drytron players, it stops the Drytron names in the graveyard. So basically, if you hand trap them like 2-3 times, even you droll them, and they only have the 1 follow-up Drytron name in the graveyard, and you Skullmeister it, good chances are they're gonna pass probably there too. Unless your hand is nuts, the deck is really consistent, which, you know, why the deck is so freaking meta, meta and good, it's Geta. The next card on my list is the card that is dear and near to my heart, Dimension Shifter. You thought it was gonna be something else. No, Dimension Shifter is a really good card in the meta today. If you de-shifter Drytrons, they can't play. If you de-shifter Elik players, like not on their turn, but on your turn, every time they activate a trap on your turn, they can't use its graveyard effects because they're going to be just banished forever. And Elik doesn't really have a good way of getting their resources back from the banish pile. Just don't normal summon Necroface and use its effects and you should be fine. Dimension Shifter is also really good against any combo deck because most combo decks need their cards in the graveyard for them to combo, Drytrons especially. And on top of that, there are a plethora of hand traps that your opponent cannot use under D-Shifter, Droll Lockbird being one of them. So if you are playing a deck that can run Dimension Shifter and your deck gets hurt by Droll, well, there you go. 1 card solves 2 problems. Dimension Shifter will always be a card that's like hovering over $2 to $3 unless there is a meta contending deck that we can utilize Dimension Shifter, and luckily there isn't one at the moment, which means you should be picking up Dimension Shifter ASAP because you could probably get a playset under $6, which honestly, for a card that just stops meta, it's a pretty good pickup. The next card on my list is Ghost Bell. Now, Ghost Bell is really great in this format and it's still really cheap because of Dual Devastator and a lot of the reprints that it has, and seeing as there are a lot of copies out there because not a lot of people are playing Ghost Bell to begin with. In this format, Ghost Bell is actually really powerful because it stops every meta deck. There's not a lot to be said about Ghost Bell because everyone already knows what it does. But if you are playing a hand trap heavy deck and you want to play against Drytrons, you're going to need Droll, Meister, Ash, and or Ghost Bell because Lord knows if you don't open Droll, you're going to need 2 hand traps for them not to go Vanities and Ultimateness with 3 negates. That's really hard to get past. You can't even Kaiju it because Kaiju's have to special summon. You can't even Sphere mode because they only have 2 monsters on the board. So Ghost Bell is definitely a great addition to your hand trap line as opposed to where other hand traps aren't as good in the format right now. Ghost Bell is definitely taking precedence and you should have your copies if you bought Dual Devastator. And if you haven't, Ghost Spell is really easy to get. It's gotten a lot of reprints, even in Maximum Gold. So get your hands on these before you can't, because we are unfortunately stuck in this meta until March. Now, the next card on my list, and I know I've been talking about it a lot, is Droll Lockbird. This is a card that you should have because if you played Endymion structure decks, you definitely already have them. Now, if you don't, Droll Lockbird just got reprinted in Maximum Gold, but it's still a rather expensive card because it does a lot, right? It literally will stop invoked players. They go Terraforming, search Meltdown, you just Droll Lockbird on Resolution, and if they don't already have the Alcer and Invocation in the hand, they are definitely not playing that round unless they have like Nadir Servant, but they can't even fully resolve Nadir Servant anyways. And then on top of that, Droll Lockbird also stops Drytron players, because if you're not looping Ben 10, are you really playing Drytrons? And the answer is no, you're not really playing Drytrons, you're playing one Ben 10 search for nothing. Now, Droll Lockbird is definitely one of the more expensive cards on the list because everybody needs a playset. And like I said, if you haven't gotten these playsets already, unfortunately, they were not reprinted in Dual Devastator, but were reprinted in Maximum Gold. So if you want the alternate art poop copy of Droll Lockbird, make sure you guys go pick them up for about $4 to $5, which they are sitting right now. Another really good card on this list is Trap Trick. Now, Trap Trick is a kind of like a blowout card, right? Because it technically searches you any normal trap that you need to win that interaction, because a lot of people are playing Ice Dragon's Prison, Torrential Tribute, and things like that. So if you Trap Trick when your opponent reveals Thubin, right, and then Trap Trick will banish the Torrential Tribute, you set the Torrential Tribute, they summon the Alpha, you can TT there. You cannot TT upon the reveal of the Alpha in the hand because nothing has been summoned yet. If you guys didn't know the interaction, let me know in the comment section down below. Say, thank you, Susu. That pink hair making you look mighty fine today. Hugs and kisses, baby. But anyways, back on topic, Trap Trick is a really good card because, it searches you powerhouse cards like I mentioned, Torrential Tribute, Ice Dragon's Prison. It can search you Artifact Sanctum. Like, it can search you whatever that you may need at the time, which is why Trap Trick is a powerful card. Now, the restriction that it has, where it says you can't activate any other trap cards, upon resolution, doesn't mean that you can only activate Trap Trick once per turn, like the Golden Castle Stromberg restriction, where if you normal summon early in the round, you can't use it, and then you also can't use it and then normal summon afterwards to quote-unquote bypass that restriction. Trap Trick just says, after you Trap Trick, you can't activate any other trap cards, which means, well, after, you can only activate one more trap card. The card wouldn't make sense if you couldn't activate it, but you get my point. You can use all the resources that you have prior and then Trap Trick once you need to win out one last interaction, all right? Now, another really good card on the list is actually Mystic Mine. A lot of you players might already have Mystic Mine somewhere deep down in your binders because, unfortunately, Drytrons have no out to it. But Mystic Mine is a really good card in any format because not a lot of players play outs in the main deck. So once you've kind of baited out all the interactions that you already can, and then you Mystic Mine, they generally don't have an out to it, so you probably win. Because after they have comboed off, they only have like 20 cards left in deck anyway. So you either wait to deck them out, which makes them lose time, right? Or they just scoop immediately. Or they just kind of bluff into thinking that they have an out, hoping you get rid of your own mind, but you don't do that because you're smarter than that, because I said so, all right? But Mystic Mine is a really, really good card, and there's a lot of cheap copies. Go get your playset of Mystic Mine, and some Demise of the Lands while you're at it, and a copy of Metaverse too. Oh, and Terraforming. It's kind of like a whole package. All right, now the next card on my list is Crackdown. Crackdown is a card that really is underrated. I don't know why. Crackdown is a really good card that helps you link climb, which is really important. And on top of that, if you crack down an important combo piece or you crack down something that they really needed, well, sucks to be them. Like, imagine Crackdown in the Union Carrier. Now, Crackdown just got a recent secret rare printing in the 2020 Mega Tin. So go pick those up. Those copies are really, really freaking nice. And if you don't have them, well, sucks to be you. You know how bad it feels when someone uses Crackdown on you and you just like weren't prepared for it? Not that you can like prepare for it, but like, imagine if you just weren't prepared for it. Like, it's actually broken of a card. And on top of that, they'll either keep it there forever so you can't play with it. Like, if you play a one-up important combo piece and you have no out to the Crackdown, they will keep your combo piece forever. Imagine someone stealing your girlfriend. Imagine having a girlfriend. I need a girlfriend. I just need friends. If you want to be my friend, comment down below. I'm low maintenance. Now, the next card on my list, I never said this was a budget list, is Ice Dragon's Prison. Now, Ice Dragon Prison is a really good card, but it might not be the best card in this format currently. It doesn't do much against Drytrons because Ice Dragon's Prison, actually, you can't summon out their Drytrons or their Ben 10 because it literally says it can't be normal or special summon. Damn, that sucks. And then like if you're trying to like get rid of their Union Carrier, they don't really have any other machines because Link Kuriboh is a Cyburst. So an Anima is not a machine either. So how are you getting rid of their Union Carrier? Like it's just, it sucks against Drytrons. Please do not side it in against Drytrons, right? The only good use it has is maybe like Dinos right now. It's really good against Dinos. Really poor against Virtual Worlds because you're fueling their Chuche. That Chuche pop is really freaking annoying. Stop Chuche popping me. I'll punch you in the throat. Also, yeah, it fuels Chuche. Don't IDP a Virtual World player because first of all, they don't even have like any like matching types anyways, or rather they barely do. I'm telling you, you're not resolving a turn 2. There's nothing to resolve it on unless they open really freaking bad and have to normal summon Lulu. Also, IDP is really, it's like pretty good against Ellic, right? Because technically speaking, when they summon Conk or whatever they summon, it's a zombie. And if they have a Lord in the graveyard, you can summon the Lord, banish both. Or if they summon a Lord and have a Lord, you can banish both Lords. And a lot of Zoo Ellic variants only run 2 Lords anyways, so you're essentially cutting off the entire engine, and they can only use it to set more Conquistadors. They only play like 2 Hack, 3 Conk, so you just last 2 turns and you'll win because Zodiacs don't really do anything, and they're not gonna, and even though their Zeus is more free, because now they don't have to worry about the Ellic side resources of things, Zeus is really easy to out, so just keep that in mind. But IDP is a really good card to have in your binder because there will be a format where the card is even better than it was in this format and the last format, all right, guys? Now, here's another card that you shouldn't be sleeping on. That's Geonator Transverser. This card was really popularized by Jesse Kine, and rightfully so. He's a great player. The card is actually really good because if you are not minding your zones and you have a very, very important monster, they'll take it. They'll take that ish, all right? It's literally broken and they'll give you something really weak in defense mode. And then like I'll summon Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon and punch it for game. Shout out to Coder because I do always have the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, okay? Geonator Transverser is a common and it is so cheap. If you guys don't even have 1 copy of it, that's all you really need. Go get the 1 copy of Geonator Transverser. Comment down below if you really need it. I'll send you one, all right? Comment down below, I'll send you one. Another really good card on this list is Dankoseka. Imagine Dankoseka coming back. It might, and it will. Dankoseka is a really good card, especially if you don't play back row. Imagine Drytron players who don't really need their normal summon if they're not even playing the Vanities variant. Dankoseka-ing you. Yeah, no, it sucks. Like, they'll just make the ultimateness and then normal summon Dankoseka, and then you can't even respond to it because ultimateness will probably have like 4 negates. It's, wow, imagine a format where Dankoseka actually comes back. It's really infuriating to know. But luckily, Dankoseka got reprinted in Dual Devastator again. So if you don't have 3 copies of it, go buy them. They're really cheap. There will always be a format where Dankoseka is really freaking good. All right. Another really good card and is being very popularized is Cycle Reader. Now, Cycle Reader is really good against Ellic and Drytrons, but yes, you should have this card, but also the card is very, very situational, which means you might not use it all the time. And there might be moments where you're like, I wish I had something else other than the Cycle Reader, but that doesn't make Cycle Reader any less of a card. The card is really good because it allows you to banish 2 light monsters from the graveyard. But, you know, a DD Crow might be better. Hell, even Ariel might be better because a DD Crow is for 3. But Cycle Reader is a card that you should keep because it might come up and it could be a really useful side deck card if you have nothing else to side deck. All right, guys? All right, guys, that's it for my list today. If you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. And let's get this video to 1,000 likes. If we do, we'll be giving away a booster box of Blazing Vortex. And also, we're going to be doing another skit video where Susu here sings. This is going to be who I am. This is my new internet personality. I am Susu from Head to Head Battles. Wait, buy the hoodies. Pre-orders are off for only 3 more days. Make sure you get your hoodies before you cannot. All right, guys. Thank you for all your support. We're about to hit 10,000 subscribers, which is only a milestone. We're only gonna get bigger and better. I freaking love you guys, and this is for real now. Susu from Head to Head Battles, signing out.